I'm going to share with you the 3 life extending practices that I've adopted based on the recommendations of Dr. Sinclair from Harvard University in his amazing book Lifespan. I was pleased to see that some of the core practices Dr. Sinclair recommended I was already doing in my regular lifestyle. Meditation has long been recognized for its health benefits. Cardiovascular exercise is also key to a longer life. And since the COVID lockdowns in recent years, I'm pleased to say that one outcome for myself personally was habitual cardio workout routines, likely averaging about 30 minutes a day. These 2 practices alone put me on a positive trajectory when it comes to achieving a longer lifespan than I would otherwise likely attain. So I had those 2 things go for me already, but there were 3 surprising suggestions made by Dr. Sinclair that I've since put into my regular practice. These were very easy for me to adopt, nearly effortless, and I'm going to share them with you. But before I do, let's be clear, I'm not recommending you try any of these at all. I'm not recommending anything to anyone. I'm simply sharing the practices that I've adopted based on the highest research in this field. Having said that, longevity strategy number 1, brunch. Unless I have a really physical day of heavy work ahead of me, instead of eating breakfast at around 7:30 a.m. like I normally would, I now eat much later, somewhere in between 11:30 and 12:30. The science behind this strategy relates to observations made in various forms of life, from simple-celled worm-like creatures scaling up to fruit flies, mice and monkeys. The data suggests that the act of skipping the odd meal, or only eating for 8 hours of the day, which leaves 16 hours of the day in the fasting state, can significantly benefit the body and extend one's life. This in part relates to how fasting reduces likely incidences of age-related diseases, such as diabetes or cardiovascular issues. Further to this, Sinclair asserts that by allowing our body to experience hunger, something most people in Western nations no longer do, we switch on a type of survival circuit in our body, which activates what he calls longevity genes via a process called hormesis. These are the same genes that thousands of years ago ensured our ancestors remained capable of fleeing from predators or fighting off competitors, so humans could live long enough to make children and then protect them, therefore extending the genetic line. When activated, these genes slow the aging process and improve immune defensive strength. By eating breakfast later or skipping breakfast altogether, it becomes possible for me to take advantage of these survival mechanisms within my body. Longevity strategy number 2, cold showers. Now, I must admit, I've only been undertaking this practice for the warmer months throughout New Zealand's year. We're heading into mid-autumn now, and I'm wondering if I actually have the gumption to continue with this practice throughout the colder winter months. We'll see. My thought is because of the fact that I'm acclimatizing as the weather gets colder and carrying on with this practice, there won't be an issue, and in fact it'll become easier and easier for me. But the reality will probably hit home in about a month or 2 when things get really cold. The life-extending attributes of this strategy also relate to the process of hormesis. When suddenly faced with a rapid temperature change, the body releases hormones which inspire the production of brown fat cells in the body. These brown fat cells break down blood sugar as well as fat molecules to create heat for maintaining a healthy body temperature. So this is a great practice from that point of view. Of course, in today's world, we are not cold very often and consequently have far fewer brown cells in our body than we used to. But through techniques such as cold showers, which is really the more conservative way to go about this process, you also have ice baths. You can go for a hike in the middle of winter in nothing but your underwear, as the Iceman Wim Hof has demonstrated. So there are many ways you can do this, but cold showers seem to be the least of it. The sudden cold stimulates white blood cell numbers, helping me better fight off infection and illness. Also, my water bill has shrunk. Cold showers tend to be short showers in my experience, which was an unexpected benefit. Longevity strategy number 3. Pinot Noir, the small black grape, famous for the wine it produces throughout the world. I had known about some of the health benefits associated with digestion with regards to red wine, but the fact that drinking red wine could also keep me young, that was new. Benefits of wine come to us through the compound known as resveratrol. Resveratrol is produced in plants in order to help fight off fungal pathogens and assist with biomechanical repair. According to a number of studies, resveratrol has antioxidant, cardioprotective, neuroprotective, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer properties. It's thought that resveratrol plays a role in why the French have been found to have such low rates of heart disease, despite a diet rich in saturated fats. Whilst Pinot Noir may have the highest concentrations of resveratrol, many other grape varietals also possess it in slightly lower concentrations, and may therefore likely yield similar benefits. So, cheers! Reminds me of Keith Floyd. And those are the 3 lifestyle changes that I've adopted in my life, all inspired by Dr. David Sinclair and his wonderful book, Lifespan. If you found this helpful, subscribe to my newsletter in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching and have a blessed journey.